Okay, we're in the private office of the Helium Comedy Club with the Sklar brothers. Randy and Jason Sklar finished a fantastic first show, and we're here with mainstream media reporter Holly Klinger. And Holly, you had a couple of questions for the Sklar brothers.
How do you come up with your jokes?
How do we come up with our jokes? It's a great question.
It's a great question. What we do is, like, we live our lives and we see what is like the nugget of something. If something happens, is there like a truth nugget, and then we bring it to each other
And we just start improvising, and like he'll say one thing, and if I say something that makes him laugh, then if we get ourselves laughing, then we know, okay, maybe there's something. We bring it on stage, and then if it starts working, we just keep going with it and going with
We also test it out, like, on our wives, on our friends who are very funny, and if they're laughing at it, then we're like, okay, we have something, and then we take it, usually put it on stage in LA in small shows, and then take it on the road in headlining shows, and if it works, then that's how we get it.
That's fun.
Cool.
How'd you get into it?
How do we get into comedy? That's another great question. When we were young, as twins, a lot of people gave us like attention. It was cool, you know, like when we were young. You know, it's like people see twins, you know. You're a twin too? Alright, so you know. So people are like,
Twins are interesting. There's like that interesting, you know, people want to look at you.
it's so cool. So for us, once people started looking at us, we were big comedy fans. We love, I mean, obviously I'm going to assume you're a comedy fan. Do you like comedy? So do we. So we were huge comedy fans, and when we started watching comedy, we thought maybe we can do this, and we just started to develop our own style, and that was when
we were 14 years old. We did like a talent show at school. Can you believe that? And so we did a talent show at school, and we actually stole most of our material from other comedians that we loved. We wrote a couple of jokes for ourselves, but we got a good response and thought, you know what, we should try this. But we had no idea. I mean, we came from St. Louis, where there was, and no one in our family had ever done it before. So it was, you know, after a while, like, we did it when we moved to New York when we were like 22 years old.
That's when we really kind of started.
Like, we got to really give it a good shot, and we did. And that's where we are now.
How long have you been doing it?
How long have we been doing it? Wow. I think
if you say the first time we got on stage when we were 14, we're 41 now. So that's like
long,
27 years. But I would say
probably more like 21, 20 years.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Do you guys get tired of being with each other?
Do we get tired of being with each other?
Good question.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, now we have our own families, so when we come together to perform, it's always, it's nice.
It's an enjoyable thing because we have so much time apart being somebody else to other people. Like, our kids don't think about us as the Sklar brothers. They think about me as dad, you know, and so it's different.
And we do get sick of each other, though, sometimes.
Definitely.
That definitely happens.
And then I had one question for you
Sure.
guys. I think what really makes your comedy is the pacing that you guys have together. And you know, you talk so fast, you have such a rhythm. How much practice does that take to get that done?
It takes a lot of doing it. It takes a lot of, like, you do it over and over and things come up. But then we kind of like to leave it loose enough to where we're kind of like listening to each other on stage.
It's a lot of listening.
And if new things come up, then, you know, we're like, we can surprise each other. We always try and surprise each other on stage. So it's a lot of listening, but at the same time, I'd say it's like, you know, doing it
It's
about
about like 40% listening, 60% doing it. Doing it.
Okay, well, we really enjoyed the show, and we appreciate the time you spend with us here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. So happy you came to the show.
Yeah.